Yes, Frankenmuth's 40th Annual Auto Fest underway right now. You're looking live from Little Bavaria as hundreds of people are walking down Main Street checking out dozens of classic cars.
And with an event like this, you know, it takes a lot of work to put an event like this together, and we're going to get to that in a little bit. But first, among the hot rods leading the way in tonight's kickoff to AutoFest is one that was saved from destruction after decades of neglect. And is there anything cooler than a vintage truck, Terry?
I don't know. This one had been a real workhorse over the years, then was put out to pasture, only to be rescued, rebuilt, and revved up to cruise once again, 3 times faster than ever imagined. Our Angie Hendershot has the story.
On a rural road just outside Ann Arbor, among the cornfields, barns, and wildflowers, every once in a while you may see a retired farm truck that was discovered in an overgrown pasture.
Well, that was in a horse pasture about 4 miles away. He had a grain box on it. When he farmed, when he picked his corn and beans, he put it in a grain box, hauled it to the elevator.
Back then, it had a pretty strong engine. Now, let's just say the rebuild has given new meaning to the term horsepower.
I've collected a lot of old 6-cylinder engines, and I put them in other stuff, so I was thinking I should put 2 in something. And then I got to thinking, how am I going to make that work with the transmission? And I said, well, 3 would be easier, and nobody does that, so that was the start.
It would take 15 years, a lot of elbow grease, and the unbridled imagination of Jim Noble, a self-proclaimed oddball creator, to make this hot rod, a first of its kind, even possible.
Just how I do stuff.
You just imagine
I think of something and then make it happen.
The engine alone is hard to come by. Combining 3 of them makes this homegrown truck as rare as hen's teeth.
And they only put them in 1.5 ton trucks, school buses, and Canadian Pontiacs.
A stovetop 6, as old-timers call it.
Some of the fasteners on the side covers and other places were stove bolts. They had a slotted head, and they used them when they used to make the wood and coal-burning stoves.
And Jim would really heat things up when he connected 3 of the Chevrolet 6-cylinder engines behind his handmade radiator.
There's a lot of 2-engine stuff around. One guy that wants to buy it claims he has some sort of vehicle with 3 engines, but I've never seen it.
A first of its kind, nicknamed W for the shape the engines form, or 666, not for the beast.
It says 3 6-cylinder engines.
But the combined roar of 3 6-cylinders powering the flame red and whitest white truck made mostly out of parts from a '54 Chevy.
The grill and the cab are the same as a pickup from that time period.
Jim made everything else from scratch, and a vision he had 15 years ago.
Those are semi-tires. I had semis for 35 years.
So how did you come up with that idea? Because that's why you had that idea?
Well, once I knew I was using that cab, I had a picture in my head of how it would end up, and it came out exactly how I pictured it.
He's had plenty of fun with his design, a vintage skull knob from the 50s, racing belts to secure the driver and passenger, a custom windshield tinted and sliced to fit the chop top, and a saying that's sure to ruffle a few feathers while cruising.
Where's the fun?
Where's the fun? Okay, wasn't sure.
Well, that's what you tell everybody.
Okay.
They know what it means. Now,
so it means what I think it means.
Yeah.
It's clear Jim has 3 times the fun with his triple-engine truck. His latest quest, something that makes him light up like the little boy who once sold Christmas cards to raise enough money to buy the mini bike that started his love of racing and building hot rods.
Hot Wheels Legend Tour came through Detroit a couple months ago. Each city has 1 winner, and then in November they'll pick 1 out of those winners and make a new Hot Wheel for sale. So in November, maybe I'll be a new Hot Wheel.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That would be fun.
That would be like a
That would
dream
be
come
like
true.
my crowning achievement.